going to turn this over to John Szerdi now. I hope that, like I said, you all get involved with your neighborhood association. I would hope you would follow the lead, West Palm Beach and their neighborhood associations, as I learned from William Waters, who we're fortunate enough to have under employee of the city, that they actually have in their neighborhood association committees that look at problems and look for those opportunities where they can step up and help and get these things to the city faster and in a format that they can move with it faster. But, you know, don't ever underestimate your power of being a neighbor. It is huge. It is really, really huge. So, John, thank you so much.
Thanks for coming tonight. Thank you, Nadine. She's going to come out with me every time wherever I go. Because she is an example of what you are trying to do. And I come on the first Saturday of the month to the Neighborhood Association President's Council. And see Mary's shining face. And I see Anthony.
Over there. Yeah, new president.
Yeah. John's going to be taking the reins, and they're big reins. And so, before I came over here tonight too, I was talking to Nadine about some of those incidents for crime too. You know, these things that are coming up, and you can talk to a number of the officers around. Vice Mayor Maxwell also been very involved with all the code, and we have, I think it was what, 40 some different ordinances the last year or so, to give it the ability to have a little more pressure and engaging them to get in compliance, because you can grab onto other properties they own. And so that's true. You can help move it along quicker if you would take some initiative. And I do think the neighborhoods are being urged to do that. A new template that came out for College Park, a whole neighborhood itself can be now a crime watch area. And it used to be a lot more tedious and a lot crazier and a lot more demanding, and everybody had to go, and everybody in the block, and it wasn't, and that's something that Mary put together and is going to the different neighborhoods, and it's being brought in, and a good reception so far, I would say, too, right, John? Very good reception. Well, what does that do? That heightens the awareness that Nathan was talking about, of saying, do something. Don't just call them. We get emails, we get phone calls, we go, okay, we do pass it on. We try our best to address that and put it into the system of being addressed. People go out there, but there's nothing more like you as a neighbor. A code compliance officer of the city cannot go on that property and go up to the door like she said that she did, and she can't, and you can't. So you would urge all your neighbors to do that. It's about crime prevention. At a neighborhood association meeting about a week or so ago at Genesis, or right there, the officer making the presentation, we have them at every single meeting, you all know if you've been to some, they talk about suggestions of how to prevent crime. Keep your doors locked, watch what you're doing, don't leave things out, especially your garage doors and other things. And so that's fine, that's good for crime prevention, but as far as the people coming here with opportunity to lift the door handle or something, that's here. You have to be able to call in and be able to make the call, you all, where it escalated over double since the crime watch went in over in College Park, which means a lot more eyes are out there, and they're not only just sitting back going, oh, they are making a call. People are responding. We get our on our emails every single day if there's crimes that are committed. I know I had one today on South Bell. It was a burglary that took place. The person was coming out of the house with a bag full of stuff. It wasn't minutes after that, right there, they caught him. He was trying to stuff the stuff in the bushes. They apprehended him, got the stuff back, and it was apprehended. What they don't talk to you about is the apprehension percentage, the percent that gets caught, which is extremely high compared to what it used to be, because at that Genesis meeting, that officer said, I've been on the force for 20 years, and I can tell you, as I'm around, I have not seen something in action at the time it was happening. In all my years, I get calls and we respond. But he hasn't witnessed that. Now maybe, I'm sure some have, statistics would be, but generally speaking, it's up to all of us to make our officers aware of these things. And that's happening more frequently, and the percentage of apprehension And that's getting out. That's people are like, oh yeah, you're gonna get caught. We need to promote that level of apprehension because that's important. And so I know that's, I don't know why, maybe, you know, the cold weather again, every winter's cold, so, but we didn't have an uptick statistically in some of those that happened here this last quarter, holidays and so on. But nevertheless, the police are out there. There's some discussion about, well, how many officers do you have on duty in the evenings and all? Well, they have a contract, and you can check on their logs how many are out there doing their job, and they're in compliance. If they aren't, we would know about it. So there's those rumors that we're not getting what we're paying for. We're getting that plus. And so you don't have that kind of response time. And you hear people call, and they have to prioritize. A burglary at gunpoint is going to be a little different than a bike getting stolen, but they still will come to respond. And so, in that instance, it's all about pride in your name.
Did you want me to say a couple words? Well, let me just say this. You know, I've had the honor and the pleasure of serving the city. Well, this is my 4th term overall. And I will tell you that the longer that this commission works, the longer we've been together, the better things have gotten in terms of our ability to get things done. You know, if you follow Lake Worth politics over, at least in my experience, the last 25 years or so, I think some people characterize it as being much more similar to like a blood sport, and it's no longer really like that anymore. I think there's a lot more camaraderie, if you will, on the commission. But like the mayor said, it's not about me agreeing with everybody. It's about us caring about the city and understanding that we each come from different perspectives and respecting each other's perspective. And John, you know, he brings a phenomenal amount of insight, you know, with his education, his experience, his professionalism that none of us, the other 4 of us, have. You know, I can't carry on much an elongated conversation about LDRs, but John can. So when John speaks, you know, we listen because he's got the training and the background. And we have that different perspective. It's not just staff telling us something they want us to bless, but we have somebody amongst our body that can validate or invalidate, in some cases, what we're trying to do. But, you know, as the mayor said, this city has so much opportunity, so much potential. I think that's John's word, so much potential that it's kind of scary. And I'm so proud to live in Lake Worth and to tell people I live in Lake Worth. There was a time where if you told somebody you lived in Lake Worth, they kind of looked at you funny. But I will tell you, and then ask you why. But I will tell you, in the last few years, I have seen and experienced personally so many positive comments from beyond our borders of other elected officials and other people throughout Palm Beach County. For that matter, in Tallahassee and Washington, elected officials in both those towns who are really starting to take a look at Lake Worth, and they're very, very proud and very happy to see that we're making some positive strides, and we're kind of catching up with everybody, and we're gonna get there. And John's going to be a big part of that. So I hope you all will support John and you know bring home a victory for him in March. So thank you all very much.
Any questions? I know it's a unique night. Carmen. Oh, Carmen's been helping me out. She's a student at FAU in their political sciences department, and so I'm happy to have her along. And Wes has been invaluable as well, and Bill. I mean, we're trying real hard to get out because you know it's really challenging in the city to get out and meet lots and lots of people. So I really do appreciate you taking time during your week to come out tonight.
And Wes just put up a website, right, Wes?
Yes, I did. It's johnzerdy4, the number 4.com.
So
johnzerdy44, the number 4.
Oh, that's
Put
cute.
that up today.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? If you guys have any questions or anything about something, I'd make sure I'd ask somebody in the know, because there's so many things like people come up to me and say, "Oh, how come this? How come that?" And I'll look at them. I don't know the answer. And all right, let's just take the crime. Hey, I heard there's a lot more crime, and then I'll ask John, and he'll explain to me, because all these people that in the city, the commission, the mayor, they know things we don't know. They're privy. You know, just like in government, you know, any, you know, way up there at the federal government, the state government, they know stuff that we don't know. And then once you see the whole picture, so you get all these people gossiping and saying all this stuff, and you don't have all the, you know, all the details. And so that's why, and I know probably you guys all here would never just believe something right away and say, well, let me look into this. And so, you know, luckily I have him at home, so I can ask him real quick and go back at work and tell him, you know, what's going on. But I think things have gotten a lot better with this whole, with the mayor and all the commissioners and everything. And you know, believe me, they don't do it for the money. Because I mean, these guys, hours, no, you know, it's crazy. You know, people go, oh God, you know, your husband's the commissioner now. I said, no, it's not that. We live here, we love it here, we don't want it to be Delray, we like it, you know, the quaintness, the arts, that's what I love. I love that it's artsy, and I always call it bohemian, because, you know, it's like all kind of cultures, and just, it's really wonderful, and that's why he does it. And I know, I'm sure the mayor and Scott does too. You know, they're on the weekends, they're studying it, you know, he's like, okay, there's this stuff coming up in the commission, all right, I gotta read it over.
900 pages of
right, exactly.
backflow.
And then if he doesn't know, he'll go like, all right, Mike, you know, the city manager, like what's going on with this? Or like, when there's something with the waste management, he goes and he does it. So like, and these other people, they've never gone to meetings, they've never gone to associations, they just started out, I think I'll win. So no, I'm sorry, I don't say much, but I tell it like it is. And they just, you know, they haven't gone, how can you run for something and, you know, you're not going to any, you're not volunteering, you're not going to meetings, you're not going to the association, you're not going to the commission meetings. They weren't here last commission, were they? No. Okay. But anyway, I'm just saying, I can say that. Maybe, but I mean, I'm just saying he's really good. Anyway, spread the word.
Well, if there are any other questions, you can email me as well, just jzerdy@lakeworth.org. And we're on it all the time, so, and if I had any